Hi everyone, it's time for a new reading vlog and I'm so fucking excited for this one. This is gonna be my Smutathon vlog, and Smutathon is a readathon hosted by Riley Marie and Lainey from Ginger Reads Lainey, and I love both of them so much, and I'm gonna have their channels linked down below. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. And Smutathon is a readathon that is hosted a few times a year, and it's based around just reading a lot of steamy romances. I'm super excited for this. So actually, this time it's a weekend readathon from Friday to Sunday, but I'm actually not gonna be able to read this weekend, and so I'm starting early and I'm gonna upload it during the weekend. And so it is Wednesday today, and I'm probably gonna be reading mainly today and tomorrow, maybe in the morning on Friday. We'll see how I manage, how much I read and everything. So yeah, I'm super excited. There is like a wheel of prompts, so it's gonna be a little bit of a like choose your adventure readathon, which I'm super excited about. And yes, so I actually started a book last night because I just wanted to. I was so excited. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start right now. And I started the book, and then I remembered, oh shit, wait, there's the wheel of prompts. I checked out the wheel, and then I made it work with the first book that I started. So the book that I started was Lady Be Reckless by Megan Frampton, which is a historical romance, and I already got halfway through because it's so good. Like, seriously, everyone needs to stop sleeping on Megan Frampton's books. She writes absolutely amazing historical romances, and this so far I'm loving so much. So if you like historical romances, definitely check out Megan Frampton. And so this book is about Olivia and Edward, and Olivia has her eye on this guy. I think his name is Bennett. And she wants to marry him, and she literally proposes to him. She's like, how about we get married? And he just doesn't like her that way, and so he rejects her, and she feels bad, and she still wants to marry him. And so she has this plan to basically help out this guy who is Edward, who is Bennett's best friend, and he is a bastard, and so like in society everyone kind of judges him a lot, and so she wants to help him out because she's a duke's daughter, and so she's very high in society and everything. And guess who's gonna fall in love in the end? I love the characters so much. The wheel ended up on royalty, and the way that I'm gonna use it, is that Olivia is a duke's daughter, which isn't royalty, but like it is like a high position in society, you know? So I'm just gonna make it work, and I'm actually listening to the audiobook, which is available on Scribd, and I really like the audiobook. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to start out with, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to shut up, go read, and I'm going to talk to you probably when I finish the book, and just get ready for some cozy vibes, cat content, a lot of romance, and I hope you enjoy this. And let's go read. So it's time for an update. It's 4 p.m. and it's already, of course, completely dark outside, but I finished reading Lady Be Reckless by Megan Frampton, and I loved it. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. It was just so good. I loved Olivia and Edward so much, and Olivia was such an iconic character. Like, she went after what she wanted. She was super like talkative and out there and determined. I just loved her. And she always, you know, like she spoke before she even thought about it, and she was just so fun. And Edward was really sweet, and I think in the synopsis it said that he's a rake, but like, no. Yeah, so I just loved it. It was just so sweet and fun, and I love Megan's writing, and just seriously, try this book out. It's actually like a second in a series. I was going to read the first one because I'm planning on reading the whole thing, but the audiobook isn't available on Scribd, so I think I'm definitely gonna read it, but it's fine. Just some other time, you know? So yeah, so I actually need to like go bake some gingerbread cookies with my mom. So I won't be able to read for a while, but I want to decide what I'm gonna read next. So I kept clicking on the wheel. I just realized there's actually a link to the wheel and I was using it in the thread. And I was like, it keeps getting stuck on the same thing after I got royalty and it kept saying forced proximity, but there's actually a link to it where I think it's gonna work better. Okay, so I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna use that next. But I kept getting forced proximity, which I don't know if that's the case for everyone, but I did get royalty before then. So I think it works a little bit, but not like fully, you know, in the thread. So I am actually gonna read a forced proximity book, which is The Roommate by Rosie Danan. So I'm buddy reading that with a friend. And so I'm not gonna start that immediately. We're planning on reading it later in the night. So yes, that's gonna be happening. So I'm gonna talk to you about that later, but now I'm gonna see again what's gonna be another book that I can read. And I'm really hoping that it's gonna work for the group read because I want to make sure to get that read early on. I have my laptop right here and I'm gonna click on it and I can't really show you, but oh dear, okay. It says second chance. It's not a second chance romance. So yeah, but I also don't want to break the rules. And yeah, but you know what? Okay, I'm gonna try to click on the wheel again. Okay, that was not helpful. So this one is an author you love. So I love that, but it's not helpful since I haven't read anything by the author of the group book. And yes, okay, so I think I'm just gonna go through my Kindle, my script, everything, and I'm gonna go bake the cookies and everything, and once I start a book, I'm gonna update you and tell you what I'm gonna be reading next. Everyone, so it's time for quite a few updates. So the book that I picked for the two prompts, I actually figured out something that works perfectly, and that is I'm going to be reading Taking the Lead by Alexis Daria. So I remembered that Riley in her video said that it doesn't have to be like a second chance romance, but it can be something like giving a second chance to the author or something. And so, I'm actually not going to be giving the second chance to the author, because the author is actually one that I love. I started this book, and then I didn't get stuck in it exactly. It wasn't boring or anything, but I just got distracted by a lot of things, and I wasn't, like, super excited about it. And then, you know, I got swept away by a million other things and didn't read it for a while. And the thing that I have, like, an issue that I have with books that I start is that then I get the feeling of like, oh my gosh, I have to finish them, and it makes me feel like I have to read them, which obviously is not the case. But it makes me reluctant to pick them up, but at the same time, a lot of the time, it's books that I think I'm actually going to end up enjoying, so I want to read them and don't want to DNF them. So I'm going to give a second chance to this book. And I love Alexis because I read You Had Me at Ola by her, and I loved that book. So it's gonna work. But I started The Roommate, so I'm gonna talk to you about that. And I also started the group book, so I'm also gonna talk about that. And I'm planning on starting this book tomorrow. I started Tangled Vows by Anna Stone, which is the group book, because I had the audiobook of that, and oh yeah, I haven't talked to you since making the gingerbread cookies. So that was super exhausting, and after that I was like, shit, like I want to read, but I feel like I'm too exhausted to actually read with my eyes, and so I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna listen to the audiobook of the group book, because like I said, I just want to read it eventually no matter what prompts I get, so maybe the next prompt that I get will work for it. So I got about 35% into that, and I'm really enjoying it. I feel like some things happened a little too quickly. The two of them run into each other and they end up waking up married to each other. It's in Las Vegas, and you know, yes. So they end up having this arrangement to just have like a marriage of convenience. And so they move in and everything. We love forced proximity here. I'm probably not gonna read more of it tonight, but I think I'm gonna finish it quickly tomorrow. What I do really like about it is that Yvonne is actually a billionaire or a millionaire. And so it kind of has that trope of, you know, like that rich person type of like luxurious, fancy, rich type of life, which isn't like a trope that I look for, but it's definitely nice sometimes, and I really like it in like a sapphic way, so that's really cool. Now, to The Roommate by Rosie Danon. I'm buddy reading it with a friend, like I said. And it's so fucking fun. Like, I expected it. Okay, I expected that it would be super fun from all that I've seen from people on Twitter and everything. And yes, but I was still like reluctant going into it because I've heard kind of mixed things, and I've heard that the conflict in the book is horrible. So, you know, I keep trying to lower my expectations and don't get my hopes up. And reading it, it's so good. It is so fun. It is hilarious. I love the two main characters, the dynamic between them, everything. Like, I'm so invested. I'm having so much fun. It is so steamy, and like there's something that happened like so early on. It was the type of thing that feels too good to be true, and I'm living for it. And like, oh my god. So I am thriving. I am living my best life. And honestly, even if the conflict is pure trash, this is completely worth it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go read, and I'm probably gonna end up updating you in the morning. So it's finally time for an update. Please excuse my hair if it looks kind of weird. I washed it and it still hasn't fully dried, but it is late. It is almost 9 p.m. and I have some reading updates, but in the morning and early afternoon I was really busy and I didn't manage to get back to reading until like 5 p.m. So that kind of disrupted my plans, but it's fine, and I'm planning on reading a lot tonight, and I should have time in the morning and early afternoon tomorrow. So I'm hopefully going to be able to finish up all the books that I want to read then, but it's fine. You know, it's fine. If I don't finish everything, it's chill. This is all about having fun, and I'm having fun. So I finished reading Tangled Vows by Anna Stone. I literally just finished it. And I ended up giving it 4 stars. It was really fun, and it was really steamy, so if you're looking for steamy sapphic romances, definitely check this one out. It's actually a BDSM romance, which I forgot to say yesterday. It has a marriage of convenience, and it also has fake dating, which was really fun, and I felt like some things were a little underdeveloped, like the way that their relationship developed. I wanted like a little bit more from it, but it was really fun. It got really cute at some points. I felt like they had really good communication in a lot of ways, which is always great to see in romances. So yeah, I really liked the two main characters. Also, I forgot to say that I actually said Yvonne's name wrong. I'm literally listening to the audiobook and I said it wrong. So that's that. And then The Roommate. Okay, so I am halfway through that book, and I haven't read that today. Again, I'm buddy reading it and everything, so we're probably gonna get back to that again like later at night. I've been loving that so much. It is so much fun. It is really steamy, and like not only that, but like it has so many like innuendos and comments and conversations. Like it's so good. It's so good. I love Josh. And also, I realized that I literally haven't told you anything about the plot. Like, I don't know. I feel like I was so caught up in how good it was, I completely forgot to actually tell you what it was, and I just said that it has forced proximity. And so it's basically about Clara, who moves across the country to live in LA with the guy she's had a crush on her entire life. And turns out, Everett, the guy, bails on her, and she ends up living with Josh. And Josh is also a porn star, so there's a lot of conversation around that, and he is amazing. Like, I like Clara. She's really funny. She's completely oblivious, and I really like her. Apparently, like, from what I've heard, she's probably gonna do some shit that's gonna piss me off, but I like her. And Josh is amazing. He is, like, I don't even know how to describe him. He's iconic. He's very chaotic in the best way, and like, I love him. Now, it's also really funny. I don't know if I said that. We love rom-coms that are actually comedies, you know? So this is just such a great time, and I'm so happy that I'm finally reading it, and it's seriously exceeding my expectations, and it's just so good. So yes, and then taking the lead, I'm about like a little bit over 30%, and I'm actually enjoying it a lot. And I mean, I think I told you that like I didn't stop reading it because I wasn't enjoying it. So it's not like I expected to go into it and it being bad, you know, but like I actually really love the two main characters. I don't remember their names. Stone is the guy. Yeah, and I also didn't tell you anything about that book, did I? Okay, so I'm gonna do that right now. I'm sorry if this vlog has been so chaotic. I don't know what it is. Normally, it's not that bad. So I checked on Goodreads, and I keep saying it's called Taking the Lead, but it's actually Take the Lead. So this is about Gina and Stone. And they're actually dance partners on this dance show that's something like, you know, Dancing with the Stars type of a thing. It's actually also kind of forced proximity because they're forced to work together, dance together, get very physical in that way, and spend a lot of time together and everything. And I, like, the reason why I actually got so excited when I found out about the book is because I've always wanted to read something like this. I love dancing. I think it's so beautiful, and it can be so like fun and hot, which is, you know, like just perfect for a romance novel. There's also actually a novella slash short story that I ran into thanks to Riley. Actually, when I showed the footage of the videos, that was Riley, who just posted like steamy romance recommendations, and I watched that, and she mentioned this book that I'm gonna put up on the screen because I forgot the title. And it's a Christmas novella that is sapphic, and she regularly recommended it, and I really trust her with her recommendations, so I think that I might check that out. It's on Kindle Unlimited, and I already downloaded that, so I might read it. So it's time for an update. I feel like my hair still looks so weird, and I'm sorry about the clouds and the background. I already said it in one clip, but I have that prepared for a video, and I haven't had time to do that yet, so I hope that's not too distracting. But I just started another book, and I kind of forgot yet again about the prompt wheel. I used that because I had multiple short things that I thought I might just quickly read, and it ended up on Enemies to Lovers, and so I went with a book that's called Next in Line for Love by Harper Bliss, and the audiobook is on Scribd, and I don't know why, but for the past few days I've been really in the mood for audiobooks, and so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go all out. And the audiobook's only 5 hours. This is an age gap romance and an office romance, and it's a sapphic romance as well, and it's between Allie and Jill, I think. The two of them basically have to work together. Jill has to mentor Allie because she's gonna like become the new COO or something of a company that her father owns. And yeah, so, you know, again, they have to spend a lot of time together, and yes, so I'm not super loving it yet. I'm not like super invested in the relationship, at least not yet. I'm at like 40% already because it's like really quick to get through. I'm not like fully feeling the chemistry between them, so hopefully that's gonna get better, but it is, again, super quick to get through, and the audiobook is nice, so yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna read it, and yes, but the one thing that I also feel like is kind of like a little bit weird is, I mean, it doesn't exactly say enemies to lovers in the synopsis, but it says that they can't see eye to eye, you know, and something like that. So I was like, okay, at least, you know, like rivals to lovers, but there's no energy like that really, and I feel like even at the beginning, like, I didn't really feel that. Yeah, I don't know. I should probably have finished Take the Lead instead, but I was just like, you know what? I'm just in the mood for something short and fun that I can get through really quickly, so we're doing that. And yeah, I'm actually so impressed with myself because I've never been this successful in a short readathon like this. And even so far, I've been more successful in this than I feel like any of the previous Smutathons that I didn't even film. So I'm happy about that, and yeah, so I'm gonna keep reading. Hi everyone, so it's time for some updates. It's the next morning. It's actually 12:17 right now. Um, I woke up at like 10:30 and I got back to reading at like a little after 11, but it's fine. I have a little bit of time and hopefully I'm gonna be able to finish some things. Definitely not everything, but I've been reading so much. And yeah, so last night I finished Next in Line for Love by Harper Bliss. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I didn't love it. I just, like I said, I just didn't feel that much chemistry between the two main characters, but there were some like romantic and steamy and sweet moments, and it was super quick to get through. So if the tropes sound good to you, maybe check it out. Then I actually started a novella that I told you about, right? So that was No Room at the Inn. And I don't fully remember what Riley said about the book. I usually don't fully process when people recommend or talk about books. I just like listen to what they say, I add it to my TBR, I'm like, yeah, that sounds good, but then I actually don't really remember what they said. So I don't know if that made any sense whatsoever. So this book is actually another BDSM romance, which I didn't know. Maybe Riley said it, but my brain just did not process it. So I was taken by surprise by that, because it's not something I expect from Christmas romance, you know? So yes. And it's actually probably gonna be between like not an established couple. They're not a couple, but they've been like casually hooking up, kind of, but never actually being in a relationship. So yes, I think it's like 50 pages, and I'm at like 20 pages maybe. So hopefully I'm gonna be able to finish that. And we have gotten back to reading The Roommate, and I'm still loving it. I'm obsessed with this book. It is so good. It has the most amazing energy, and Josh is just everything, and like it's so fun and it's hilarious and it's just the best fucking time. But now at this point it's getting frustrating, like in that typical way of like you are rooting for the two main characters so hard that you just need them to fucking get together, and everything keeps keeping them apart, and I'm just like, please can they just get together already? Because I love them so much and I ship them so hard, which is an amazing feeling. Hi everyone, so it's a few days later and it's finally time for me to wrap up this video and upload this vlog and everything. So I finished reading No Room at the Inn, which was the novella slash novelette that was only 60 pages, and this book was not what I expected. And you know, I was just kind of like expecting it to be like a chill Christmas steamy sapphic romance, and it was not a very typical Christmas romance. So I ended up giving it 3 stars, I think. It was fun. It was like super quick to read, but it wasn't really for me. Like I wasn't fully vibing with it. And then I finally finished The Roommate by Rosie Danan. I'm so happy that I could finish that and talk to you about it. So I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. But I rounded it up to 5 stars on Goodreads because I had so much fun with this book. Like, I've been reading so many adult romance books, not just in this video, but like in the past few weeks, or honestly this whole year, but like in the past month, I've mainly just read adult romances, but I feel like there's a lot of fun ones, but usually they're just like, it doesn't make me feel as many emotions as this book did, which this was just amazing. Like there was just so much chemistry between Josh and Clara. I was rooting for them so hard, and it was really steamy. It had a lot of important conversations. It was just so good. It had such good vibes, and Josh is absolutely one of my absolute favorites. Absolutely one of my absolute favorites. Favorite heroes that I've ever read in romance books. The conflict I did hate. Blew through that. as quick as I could, and I really liked the ending a lot. And just the entire book was so good that like the conflict, thank God, didn't really diminish the experience. I do wish it was better because I wish this could have been like a complete 5-star, but hopefully, you know, Rosie's books in the future will have that a little bit better and they can be 5 stars. And yeah, I actually also had a look at the sequel by Rosie Danon, and I'm super fucking excited for that. So we'll absolutely be reading that. This honestly probably made Rosie like an autobi author with just one book. So very exciting. I loved it. And yes, so Take the Lead I unfortunately didn't manage to make much more progress with, but I am definitely going to finish it in the next week, which still just makes me really happy. And definitely check this one out because I just love Alexis, and even if this isn't a 5-star, it's definitely going to be a good time. So yeah, so that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, leave the fire emoji down below. And yeah, again, check out Lainey and Riley. They're both amazing and talk about so many romance books, so you need them in your life. Subscribe for more videos like this. Have a great day, and I'm going to see you soon in another video. Bye!